Hello, good people, once again with the Drive Smart 65. Not the Alexa model. This one is just the regular 65. MT, Maps and Traffic. And traffic is what I'm going to talk about because this does have the built-in traffic receiver. There are two ways to get traffic in this thing, traffic reporting that is. You can do the FM way. And right here is where I will show a screenshot of the coverage in the United States and Canada. Take a look at that. That's if you're using FM. And then there is the smartphone way, which you can use with the Garmin Drive app. And then the app before that, what was it called? Garmin Link, Smart Link. I don't even know if they offer that anywhere. Does that even work? I don't even know. I don't use it, so, but you can look it up. Now the issue, and I have run into this a few times, is the issue of stability with one of these things. When the traffic is enabled, whether it's phone or FM, either or. I have run into the issue where I will sometimes have this thing, not necessarily this model, any model that has traffic reporting enabling, traffic reporting enabled, where it will lock up. Or maybe not a hard lock, it will be something where I have to stop the route and restart and then I get on my way. Or if it's a hard lock, I actually have to take my finger and go behind the unit and press and hold the power button, force the unit to turn off, and then restart it. And then I'm on my way. I know exactly why this happens. It's not often that it happens, but when it does, it is because of the traffic reporting. Because what's happening is that this thing is receiving GPS signals, obviously, but then I'm introducing something else into the mix with the FM traffic reporting, or if it were from the phone, same deal. Yes, two different sources, but I am putting something else in there besides just GPS signals. And the problem is that if I happen to go into some area where the connection is spotty, or it could just be that I'll be driving on the highway and a large tanker truck will pass me, which is obviously a large steel thing. And or maybe I have two trucks on either side of me, which can mess up the FM signal, even if it's just a blip. And then this thing will, oh, I don't know where I am, or it will lock up and oh my God. So you should know that, well, on the FM side, I can go to settings and then traffic, and you can turn it off. You can do that, and you should know how to do that if you're currently using traffic reporting on your Garmin Navigator, because this is especially true if you seem to have issues with this thing exhibiting problems with either a lockup or just getting confused when you're driving through certain areas. Like if you pass under a bridge, just a very specific bridge, and this thing just always seems to get a little lost, or sometimes a lot lost, but just in that spot, it may be because you have the traffic enabled, and that is the one spot where it decides, no, I don't want to, I'm going to have a blip in my reception here. I will reset, but then it will work afterward. Yeah. I would say this is for familiar areas that you go to often, if you can remember to do it, just go to settings and temporarily turn off the traffic reporting. When you do this, if you do encounter the situation where it's just that one spot, or maybe it's more than one spot, but let's just say it was one, that one spot where this thing just decides to go a little batty on you, just a little bit, it's probably because of the traffic reporting. So if you disable it, and just remember to enable it later, but for those times when you're going to familiar areas, if you just temporarily disable it, I won't guarantee, but I would hazard a guess to say you will not get that problem if this is off. The GPS will still be on, of course, GPS antennas. This, by the way, does not affect the GPS antenna part at all. It is only for the traffic reception. That's it, whether smartphone or FM. Now, I only use FM. And I showed the little map a moment ago showing the coverage for across the United States and Canada and whatnot. But the deal is that I know that any time I have this on, that may present a problem. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It does work. I've seen it work. I use it regularly. Yes, I do. But when the only time this ever has a problem, or it could be for any model I have, even the DriveSmart 76 or the Nuvi 2599 or any of the other models that I have with traffic reception where I have it enabled. If that's on, I know potentially it can cause an issue. Sometimes, not often, just sometimes. And I also know if I just go in here and turn it off, the problem goes away. As far as having this thing lock up just from a GPS reception problem, well, that's rare. That's very rare with this, especially with this one, because this one does Galileo and GPS. And on the DriveSmart 76, I've got triple network. I've got Beidou, Galileo, and GPS all going at once. So that thing pretty much stays spot on all the time. But even if it's a dual one like this one, or even if it's just a single, like just GPS alone, like the 2599 or the Garmin Drive 52, something like that, rarely will I ever get a signal blip problem. But with this on, if it's enabled, maybe. And sometimes, as I mentioned a moment ago, it can happen only in very specific spots where you just drive through a little tunnel or maybe near an airport, something like that. So for familiar areas, if you can remember just to disable that temporarily and then turn it back on later when you want. If you're having any issues, temporarily disabling that will probably fix it.